last 12 men implored to make a difference. 80,000 were here for a yell practice.
Because we're talking about a fan base who holds a practice just to make sure they are unified and loud enough for the game when their team needs them.
And this crowd is getting into it right now.
We got it started at midnight with the yell practice, one of the most storied traditions in all of college football.
Well, 4-0 for the first time since 2016 sure does have a nice ring to it. I couldn't be more fired up to be here with you tonight for another week of Fightin' Texas Aggie football and another week of midnight yell practice. You know, Ags, we got a saying around here at Texas A&M that if something happens once, well, it was just by chance. But if it happens twice, ladies and gentlemen, you got yourselves a brand new tradition. And tomorrow night, when we get in here in Kyle Field, that's freshly painted black at 6:40 p.m. for the second year in a row of Operation Blackout, but we're experiencing history in the making. Ags, when our football team takes the field tomorrow and the stands are striped in black and the energy is pulsing through the stadium, we're going to see Kyle Field in a light that we've never seen it before. So with that being said, Ags, we don't have any special guests joining us tonight, so we're going to roll right into it. Your Fightin' Texas Aggie football team is ranked number 6 in the nation. Your Wrecking Crew defense is back in full force. And tomorrow night, we got a night game in Kyle Field under the LED lights where it's going to be an absolute massacre against arguably the worst team in the SEC. You see, the Mississippi State Bulldogs are honestly the laughingstock of the Southeastern Conference. You see, I mean, going all the way back to 1878, this school was founded as the Agricultural and Mechanical College of Mississippi, with their school colors of maroon and white and a dog, but formerly an Aggie, as their mascot. So you see, sounds a whole lot like to me that they saw what Texas A&M established in 1876 and just hit copy and paste. And to no surprise to anyone, those Mississippi State Bulldogs couldn't have an original idea to themselves. And you see, even today, Mississippi State is trying to be more like Texas A&M, from their football uniforms to their own traditions of cowbell yell and their own modified version of fish camp. What's funny about those two things is they actually had to bring in a Fightin' Texas Aggie to come establish those traditions for them. And you see, I mean, I can't really blame them, because how do you get a student body fired up to be part of a school whose only personality trait is ringing a stupid cowbell? And also, how do you get fired up to support a football team who hasn't won an SEC game in 2 years? I mean, seriously, Mississippi State went 0-8 in the SEC last year, and after our Ags are done with them tomorrow night, they're going to be 0-2 in the SEC this year. Some could say that the future for Mississippi State football isn't looking bright. Kind of like the future for their students when they walk the stage at graduation. Now, lastly, I'm going to leave y'all with this. Analysts have said all season long that Mississippi State's defense just couldn't get much worse. So if that's the expectation coming in here to Kyle Field against the best offense in the nation, for a night game for Operation Blackout, and with Mo Bamba going in here all night long. Well, man, I'm taking the Ags by 90 any day. Let's have a Fightin' Texas Ag yell practice. Howdy! What do tornadoes and divorces have in common in Mississippi? Either way, somebody's losing a trailer. A-O, Army. Army. I've got a little story for you, Ags.
So one day at Mississippi State, they were in dire need of a professor. So they called up the best professor in the entire country, Old Rock, the Good Ag. And they asked him to teach a class on the supernatural. Well, Old Rock started off the class by asking who here believes in ghosts. And as expected, for a class of Bulldogs, just about the entire class raised their hands. Well then, Old Rock asked who here has ever seen a ghost. And about 27 Bulldogs raised their hand. And finally, Old Rock, expecting the answer to be no, asked if anybody here had ever touched a ghost. And then this beer-bellied, redneck, trailer trash Bulldog, all the way in the back of the class, stood up and yelled, "Old Rock, I've kissed one before." And as many of you are right now, Old Rock, he was a bit thrown off. And so he said, "Son, let me make sure I heard you right. You're telling me that you've kissed a ghost before?" And that Bulldog, he got a bit red in the face. And he said, "Old Rock, I feel embarrassed, and never mind. Because you see, I thought you asked me something else. I was thinking about the time that just last night, I was kissing a goat." And that's exactly what we're going to do to Max. We're going to beat the ever-living, ever-loving, compound, complex, Fightin Texas Aggie. Starkville is the armpit of the SEC. Fightin Texas Aggie. Mississippi State hasn't won an SEC game in 2 years. Fightin Texas Aggie. Let's black out Kyle Field. We're going to beat the Fightin Texas Aggie class of 2027 hell out of those Bulldogs.
Now, why are there so many unsolved murder mysteries in Mississippi State? Because everyone there has the same DNA. A-O Army. Army. I got a little story for you, Ags. Well, one day, a disease-infested, saggy-faced, good-for-nothing Mississippi State Bulldog was causing trouble in Aggie Park. You see, he was tearing up the landscape, pissing on everything, and leaving a wreck wherever he went. Well, the queen herself, Miss Reveille, was full of anger, and she went after that Bulldog. Well, after about 26 seconds, she had that pea-sized brain of a bulldog crying all the way back to Mississippi State. Well, that night, Reveille wanted to celebrate at the world-famous Dixie Chicken. And she called up a real good friend by the name of none other than Old Rock. Well, they were there enjoying their time at the Bird when, lo and behold, that good-for-nothing Mississippi State Bulldog came walking through those swinging doors. Well, Old Rock stood up, looked at that Bulldog, and said, "I've had enough of you." So we took that Bulldog to Bottle Cap Alley. Well, about another 26 minutes went by before Old Rock came back into the chicken and took a seat at the table. Everybody was asking, "Old Rock, what did you do to that poor fella?" And before he could answer, the owner of the chicken was on the intercom saying, "Aggies, I have an announcement to make. There's been an anonymous gift to the chicken, and it is a wall mount of a battered bulldog." And that's exactly what we're doing to Max. We meet the ever-living, ever-loving, compound, complex, Fightin Takes Aggie, Mississippi State sucks. Fightin Takes Aggie, Reveille is so much better than that idiotic Bulldog. Fightin Takes Aggie, Parsons Mounted Cavalry. We're going to beat the Fightin Takes Aggie class of 2026 hell out of those Bulldogs. Aggies, the most historic Aggie football team that we've seen in the last 10 years starts their next chapter tomorrow night when we beat the hell out of Mississippi State. Before we get out of here tonight, I want to dedicate this yell practice tonight and our eventual win tomorrow to none other than Rev 9. I want to remember the amazing life that she lived and the service and dedication that she gave to Texas A&M University. Now, with that said, Ags, tomorrow night, with the kickoff at 6:40 p.m., you know exactly what you need to do to advance our Fightin' Texas Aggie football team to 5-0. 12, man, I have no doubt in my mind that you can bring the most electric atmosphere in all of college football right here to Kyle Field tomorrow night. And I have no doubt that after the game tomorrow night, everyone across the nation is going to say nothing compares to Operation Blackout in Kyle Field, not even that Penn State whiteout game. So, Ags, you know what to do. Pack the stands, stand tall, yell loud, wear black. And in case you missed it earlier today, when we're down on the sideline firing up the 12th man, check out the yell leaders in the first ever blackout uniform in the history of Texas A&M. Y'all get home safe. We'll see you tomorrow night for Operation Blackout when we beat the hell out of Mississippi State. Thanks. Gig 'em. God bless. And God bless Texas A&M.